After 3 weeks of testing in the desert, in the mountains, around waterfalls, I'm going to give you my honest assessment of this composite walking stick and this aluminum walking stick. They are identical in every way, from the handles and straps to the secondary handle to the adjustments. All the difference is this is 2 ounces lighter than this. Interested? Here we go. Today we're going to talk about these 2 types of sticks, aluminum and composite. We came out to Denver for a Western epic big circle around all the national parks between Utah, Arizona, and Colorado and New Mexico, and I was able to get some composite hiking sticks that are identical to my aluminum sticks. These I got on Amazon for $23. These were $29.99 at Costco. You know, a lot of people have questions about whether composite's better than aluminum. Well, we're going to try to find out during this big trip to all these national parks. So it's going to be as close to an apple comparison, probably a Macintosh versus a Granny Smith, to see which ones are truly better. The cork grips and everything are identical. So I'm looking forward to testing this out. Let me get the packaging off and I'll kind of give you some general observations. Let's go over some key components of trekking poles, hiking sticks, whatever you want to call them. Here's one that's 20 years old. It has the twist locks. I liked it a lot. Some people complain that these slip too much. I don't think they slip any more or less. Typically sticks with this kind of lock on them are cheaper. Here is the other lock. These work well, but you got to make sure they're tight and they take a little fiddling. And there's situations where these locks have actually fallen off. We had one in a car that just, for whatever reason, popped off. This fell out and then the stick doesn't work anymore. So this is a critical component and one that you can lose with this version of the sticks. It's easy to put back together, put it in there like that, but they do loosen up. And if you make it too tight, there's always a chance you're gonna break this off. This clamping system seems to be the direction that most higher end sticks are going. And if this is a metal piece, it works better because then you can push on it more, but that's about all you can do. And that locks it down really good, but I don't wanna lose that on the trail. So a real quick $1 for 15 of these. These are the thicker ones. I got this at the dollar store. You can get this probably any big box store, or if you are on the trail, I'm sure you could get this at any trading post, any small 7-Eleven, what have you. If you want to adjust the stick, take it off like that, pop it, adjust it, put it back down, and then just wrap around like that. And this just kind of spring locks it. For less than 10 cents, you can keep your stick intact. There seems to be a lot of concern about the packing size of sticks. You can put this in a piece of luggage. It is right around 27 inches long, but you can take it down by just removing the sticks. There's other designs that have these hinges. Problem is, when you're doing the regular hiking, you get those locked down in something, or I just don't like this hinged method to get the stick size down. Here is my original trekking pole that I used 20 years ago to climb Mount Whitney, and that's 32 inches long. It goes great into checked baggage. You really can't break this down. I tried separating it and it's really hard to get back together. This, on the other hand, all you do is squeeze this piece in there, slide it in, and you're good to go. These seem to be a popular approach, but I'm not a big fan. I call them the foot ends for the stick. Call me a traditionalist, but I really like this little thing here. And if for some reason you really need this, it's ready to go. Also, these can wear down out over time. Here is the snow attachment. You just put it on there like that. Twist and go. I've never used these in snow. I don't know. It's kind of nice to have. Mud, same thing. If I'm hiking in mud, I'm having a rotten day, maybe not even using sticks. And that's pretty good. I've heard that these crack and anything will damage if you give it enough force. Just to give you a sense of things, I paid around $75 for this lucky trekking pole back around 1998, 20 years ago. I bought it primarily because of the cork handle. You can see it's a little more streamlined and aerodynamic than this current version. Cork handles are great for absorbing sweat. This secondary handle is really good. In comparison, this Cascade pole cost $23. It's aluminum. This, I believe, is composite, and it works well. But this is so much more advanced. It's like any other piece of sports equipment. Over the years, they get better, and yet the price comes down. This is kind of an artifact that I hold on to, but these are the kind of poles I'm using. You don't have to spend hundreds of dollars for sticks either. I mean, you could, but if you're getting it down to a foot or close to a foot, I don't think it's worth it. Don't pay for the name. Get a reasonable stick, look online, and test it out. Most stick manufacturers honor their warranties, otherwise they don't stay in business. So going with Cascade, which for most people, it will work well for you. A couple quick observations. They're identical here. This has a slightly thicker pole. This has kind of a matte finish. This is a shiny finish. Now wait, this is slightly heavier. Hard to tell. It will be a fun comparison. Each set comes with a trekking pole instructions. It's pretty basic. It comes in English and a couple other languages. Now it's time to go test them out. Okay, so here we are closer to the arch, only a couple minutes away. Double arch, I should say. So are they heavy or light? Light. We're testing those out. Wow. What? You don't think this is cool? You really can't get the size of the scope of things here. It's so huge. Trying to keep your kids alive in situations like this is always challenging. Absolutely amazing, I guess. And then I'm going about 46 on these for my height. Makes it a little lower than probably what I need, but then I push down good on them like this, make sure they're gonna take the weight. So in my right hand, I would have aluminum stick. In the left hand is composite. This one is 2 ounces heavier. You can see it's a slightly different diameter. So I'm gonna use these together, and then on the way down, I'm gonna alternate. Switch them out, or maybe I'll switch them out during the hike. I like this feature where you can just adjust on the fly. You can increase it or decrease it. Cork, and then the secondary handle here. All really good stuff. Put your hand in like that. Tighten it up and you're ready to go. I'd prefer a little more padding in here, but that's just a personal preference. I'm going to take real action video of me using these sticks on the trail. Slightly different sound when they hit, but this is really good for rocks like this. And uneven paths. Great for balance, takes the load off your back. If you have a big pack, that's good too. Tell you the truth, I can't feel the difference in the weight. So then it just comes down to which one works better from a structural standpoint. They're both fairly equal. Then it comes down to price. Composites about twice as much as this. Is it worth it? Style points maybe? Although this graphic is much better than this flat black. I've switched hands, so now the composite's in this hand and the aluminum is in this hand. Once again, no difference. I've noticed that this one has a little more sound to it when it goes down. It's more of a quiet thud. It's got a little bit of vibration. You can a little twang to it. Other than that, not much difference at all. I'd like to address something I see in the comments of almost all hiking sticks. Hiking sticks are designed for loads like this. Especially when you're going downhill, you're putting a lot of weight on the sticks. If you happen to get a stick in a situation like this and you bend on that stick, I don't care what kind of stick it is, it's gonna break because it's not designed to take that load. You're just gonna snap that off. So whether it's a Cascade stick, a $100 stick, a $150 stick, it really doesn't matter. The sticks are designed for loads like this. They are not designed for loads like that. That will break them every time, no matter what the stick is. Here's where hiking sticks are really helpful. Hiking down. When you've got a very awkward surface like this with lots of rocks and different mud, it helps balance you, especially when you have lots of weight on your back. You got a big 100-pound pack. I kind of keep it a little slack so that I can grab here, and I just let the hiking sticks do all the work. And I like this tip. I hiked Mount Whitney with a tip like that, and it works on this rock. This is more sedimentary, a little bit of granite. But see, you can actually damage the rock. You can see maybe here where I'm actually leaving little white spots. So if you're environmentally sensitive, that's one thing. The other thing is sometimes it slips. This has a nice little pad on it that flexes to whatever surface it happens to be on. So this is my preference, is this pad right here over the spike. You can see we're down there where it's flexing to be in line with the surface. Good stuff. This is where this really helps out too. Got good firm holding right there. Again, a really great feature is the straps, because you can let go. It allows you to grab onto a rock if you need to. One of the things that was pointed out to me from one of my testers is that the aluminum bends a little bit more than the composite. I think they bend about the same, but this has a tendency to bend a little quicker. The aluminum is in my right hand and the composite's in my left hand. All I gotta say is they're both solid performers. I've taken them in the desert. I've hiked on rocks, mountains, and around waterfalls. Thumbs up and comments always appreciated. Thanks for watching.